When we observe the earth, there are large number of animals. Some are microscopic, some are macroscopic. These animals having different habitat, their morphological differentiation also observed. These animals are differ in their shape, size, so they have the different diversity. Today's topic of discussion is animal diversity. There are large number of these animals. When we classify these organisms, non-chordate, chordate, etc. In case of non-chordate, there are some are microscopic, some are macroscopic. In chordate, there are large number of animals, or there are the six classes one, like Pisces, amphibians, reptiles, birds, and mammals one, which are highly developed. In case of this animal diversity, we have take one example like Paramecium. When observed this Paramecium, it is a very small animal, microscopic organisms, slightly slipper show structure. It is aquatic in habitat. Its size ranges about 150 to 300 nanometer in size. It is visible under the electron microscope. Body is slipper soul shape, so it is called as the slipper animalate. This paramecium, which is having both the nuclei, which are micronucleus and micronucleus one. The paramecium can reproduce both by sexual as well as asexual method. The asexual reproduction method is binary fission, whereas sexual reproduction method, which is called as the conjugation. In case of conjugation, there are need of the two partners, so it is called as the sexual reproduction. During this reproduction, only micronucleus plays a very important role. Now, in case of this paramecium, when we observe the external morphology, its anterior side is slightly broader than the posterior one. The posterior is pointed, thick-walled, and conical in shape, whereas it having the particular shape like oral surface, which is slightly bent one, and aboral or dorsal body surface. These are the two sides one. Externally, this paramecium is covered by a thick double-layered covering called as pellicle. The pellicle, it is a very elastic membrane that gives a definite shape to the body one. This pellicle, which is a double-layer structure, externally it is covered by the large number of cilia. The cilia again varies in their length. Some are larger cilia which are located at the vestibule or mouth region, whereas the remaining part there are small number of cilia. The pellicle plays two important functions. First, it protects our internal delicate part, and also it also protects the animal from the damage and the dirt. The pellicle, it is covered by cilia. When we observe the transverse section of the cilia, it is a rounded structure which having the central bridge and the peripheral bodies. Externally, the cilia is covered by the plasma layer, and inside it there is outer dynamic and inner dynamic region one. Centrally, there are having the two nucleus which are connected to each other. The cilia, which is just like the flagella, just like elongated structure, and its sheath, it is made up of the protoplast or the plasma membrane with 9 longitudinal fibrils in the form of the ring. Outer fibrillary is thick than inner one. Cilia having the diameter about zero point 0.2 nanometer. The function of cilia is locomotion, as well as this cilia helps in the food capturing one. Suppose a paramecium are swimming in water, and on the way any prey or any organisms comes in contact with the paramecium. Quickly, the paramecium extends its cilia towards that prey or the food, and it can be captured. Then this food or the prey, it can be inserted inside the vestibule. From the vestibule, it is entered in the endoplasm, and after that, they are converted into the food vacuoles, which are the rounded balls one. During this process, suppose there are large amount of water enter in the body. At same time, there are having the rejection waves through which this excess water is thrown outside the body through the vestibule or the mouth region. So cilia are a very important part in case of the paramecium. There is another part called as the cytostome. The cytostomes having the two parts like oral grooves. It is a asymmetrical appearance of the animals. It is further extend into the depression called as vestibule. The vestibule which is called like the mouth of the paramecium, it is a conical funnel-shaped structure. Vestibule further extend into the cytostome through an oral-shaped opening. This long opening is called as the cytopharynx. Cytopharynx also plays an important role in the food digestion process. There is another opening which are located on the pellicle called as the cytopec. It is called as the temporary anal opening located on the ventral surface just behind the cytostome. The cytopec, it is also called as the cytoproct. All undigested food materials are eliminated through this cytopec opening. So it is called as the temporary anal opening. There is another part called as the cytoplasm. The cytoplasm, which is filled with the jelly-like substance. Cytoplasm having the two parts. Outer double layer structure called as the ectoplasm. It is a narrow structure. It's having the peripheral located. It is filled with a dense fluid, whereas inner part, which is called as the endoplasm, one of the most delayed part of the cytoplasm. It contains several different granules. It contains different organelles, which may be mitochondria, Golgi complex, vacuoles, nuclei. These plays a very important role in the digestion of the food materials. All these cell organelles which are located in the endoplasm. There is another part which is located on the outer surface of the paramecium, which is a thorn-like structure, which is called like the trichosis. Trichocyst, it can be increased in size during the defense condition. That means it acts as a defense organ. It consists of the dense fluid. This fluid which can be inserted in the body of the animals. Suppose any animal try to attack on this paramecium. That means for cell protection, the trichocyst plays very important role. These trichocysts are directly inserted in the body of the animals which are tried to attack on the paramecium, and hence trichocyst plays a very important role in the protection in case of paramecium. There is one important part, nucleus, which is located at center. In case of paramecium, there are two types of nuclei, micronucleus and macronucleus. The macronucleus, it is a kidney-shaped structure. It is packed with the dense DNA or chromatin granules. The macronucleus controls all vegetative activities. So it is called as the vegetative nucleus. It never plays in the reproduction. During the reproduction, this vegetative nucleus or the macronucleus, it get degenerated automatically one. So it never plays important part in the reproduction. It plays a role in the vegetative function. So it is called as the vegetative nucleus. There is second nucleus called as micronucleus. The micronucleus plays a very important role in case of this paramecium. It is a rounded structure or compact structure. It is filled with the chromatin threads and granules and uniformly distributed throughout the cell. It controls the reproduction of the animals. Suppose the paramecium reproduce sexual or asexual method. In case of sexual method, there is called as the conjugation. This conjugation, there are two paramecium comes in close together, and at same times the nuclei of both partners, they exchange their genetic material, and after that there is formation of zygotic nucleus takes place, and after that division of the zygotic nucleus takes place and animal gets separated, and at same times the animals and nuclei get divides and redivides, which is nothing but the conjugation called as the sexual reproduction method. During this, the micronucleus plays a very important role. Same condition occurs in case of asexual, which is reproduction method called as the binary fission. During binary fission, single animal can divide and redivides at same times. The micronucleus of that animals divides along with the division of the animals, and hence this micronucleus plays very important role in the reproduction, which may be sexual reproduction and asexual reproduction. Now, when you observe this photograph, it shows different organelles of the paramecium. Outermost, which is called as the pellicle, which is surrounded by a large number of cilia. The ciliary bands, which are larger and smaller in size. In the cytoplasm, there is food vacuoles. Food vacuoles, which is generated from the food enter inside the through the vestibule one. The micronucleus, which is kidney shaped, located at the center, and near to this there is the micronucleus, and at the side there is the contractile vacuoles, which plays important role in this different functions. Like now, trichosis, which is located inside the outer layer of the this pellicle, and oral groove, which is called as the mouth gullet, through which the food particles enters inside the body one. And at the side there is the anal pore, where called as cytopeg or temporary anal opening one. So this is nothing but the morphological structures of the parenchyma, and inside there is also the number of lysosomes and different cell organelles are located in the endoplasm of the paramecium. Now these vacuoles, one important vacuole called as the contractile vacuoles. Now there are two contractile vacuoles which are located in different localities, which may be anterior side, posterior side, etc. These contractile vacuoles are connected at least 5 to 12 radial canals, and this radial canal consists of the ampulla, terminal parts, and injector canals, which is the short size and opens directly into the contractile vacuoles one. That means the contractile vacuoles plays very important role in the osmoregulation. Osmoregulation means exchange of the water one. Suppose there is a need of the some content, at that time exchange takes place. Excretion means excess, the unwanted materials, urinary materials is thrown outside the body, and respiration, which is takes place through the opening of the pellicle one. That means there is no well developed reproductive parts in case of paramecium, and hence these contractile vacuoles plays a very important role in osmoregulation, excretion, and respiration in case of this paramecium one. Now there is another vacuole which is called as food vacuoles. Actually, food vacuoles are generated when suppose food enter in the cytoplasm. At that time, these foods becomes a rounded ball-like structure, which is called as the food vacuoles. These food vacuoles are non-contractile in nature and slightly spherical in shape. In the endoplasm, the size of the food vacuoles varies, depends upon the amount of the food content one. When food material get digested, which is present in the food vacuoles, then automatically the food vacuole size get decreases, and these food vacuoles can be rotated inside the cytoplasm or this endoplasm, which is the way which called as the cyclosis one, through which this paramecium, its food vacuoles can be rotated through the different organelles one. The food vacuoles are associated with the digestive granules, which are intake takes place through the in the endoplasm one. So nothing but the food vacuoles. Their number are also varies depending upon the amount of the food intake takes place in the body of the paramecium one. Thanks.